costs 4, which is double the amount of Ruby Sanctuary. But by you playing the game and they die, by eating your cards into them, you draw cards. And also, it's purple. And seeing as how there's a decent amount of synergy for purple and blue right now in terms of destructive abilities, it could serve as a reduction later. And you draw cards by playing the game. And it's more of an aggro unit because your opponent may opt to not want to kill Ruby Sanctuary and focus something else, would be the smarter play. But for now, when you play Rotting Swamp versus one of your own Nexuses in blue, they may opt to kill Rotting Swamp, which might divert their attention away from blue because Rotting Swamp profits you more.
You know what profits us pretty well?
Oh, here we go again.
Starting the podcast. Welcome to the CoreTalk, where we talk about all things TCG, and I'm Mustang.
Hey guys, I'm Isaac.
I'm John.
So, as another episode, we're going to just talk about anything TCG and TCG accessories and relation, everything, sorts, etc. So,
actually, you know what I want to talk about?
What's up?
The prices of Digimon going up.
I mean, still TCG related. But since we're here, so I'm going to tell you one right now. And even everyone in this room. Well, no, but this is the game I'm with. This is my relationship. What's crazy? Look, now he just done. This is where I'm from. So now Digimon, right, guys? So look, I only play Digimon and dabble in a little bit, but I keep a very close eye on the market and everything in between and what people play. Shout out to CoreTalk for keeping me entertained in the game still. Yeah. So nonetheless, it's really great. But I've been hearing some things, bro. I've been hearing that the combos have been getting mad long. Like we get Yu-Gi-Oh kind of stylish, which is PTSD to me. And 2, these prices are outrageous. Now they're not as bad as One Piece prices when it comes to buying these cases and boxes. Oh, whoa, word, no. Can I go a small rant? I don't understand how one episode turns a card from $20 to $3,224.
Wait, which card was this?
Gear 5 Luffy.
I swear, it's like the whole world popped off with things.
Bro.
Products, cards. It's like One Piece players. It's like One Piece fans weren't One Piece fans until Gear 5.
Yes.
Hey, yo, Gear 5 got released. Yo, what's that? Watch this episode real quick. Oh yeah, I love One Piece. Yeah. Did you know about the rest of it, brother? Yeah. I met this one person at the event that we went to with BattleCore Worlds.
The World.
And I said, hey, yo, you from the One Piece side? He's like, yeah. I was like, it's popping over there. He was like, yeah, it's popping. I was like, yo, you play you watch One Piece? He was like, nah, I just started watching it recently. Recently.
When? Before the card game or after the card game of that drop for like Gear 5 Luffy?
You know what the funny thing is?
No.
That's what he was talking about. The Gear 5. He was like, yeah, I just started watching it recently. And that Gear 5 is strong. I'm just like, you Gear 5 lover. What about Snake Man? like, come on.
Beautiful. I love him, bro.
Like, never find
my favorite when Snake Man was like freaking lit to me.
Bro, Snake Man was good.
Never find
Snake
One Piece.
Man, and his fist is going wow. I was like,
it's just I don't understand it. I don't get it. So many people did not play One Piece until they saw the anime, and they usually only saw the anime because it popped off on Twitter when it came with Gear 5, bro. And it's just like
Gear 5 was all the hype.
It was all the hype, bro. My man's got a hold. It's just like Goku got a new hairstyle, and things go crazy. That is literally the go-to thing in anime. Let me dye my hair a different color, and I'm gonna be a different bull. Like I just $20 to $3,224.
So what you're saying is Super Saiyan, Super God Saiyan?
Nobody get that hype. Nobody get that hype. Naruto did this shit.
No.
You mean Naruto?
Oh yeah, it's definitely Naruto now.
It's just it makes me wish I bought into One Piece when it was low, so that I could capitalize it now. Because I would have never guessed. With the way things were looking at first for One Piece, it was just crazy.
So now we got Digimon prices
going up.
And honestly, I'm kind of fearing what's going to happen with them. One, their prices are at a point where it's not feasible to sustain either multiple decks within the game or multiple different decks and other card games. From what I hear, here's the price is just on getting a playset of cards that you need. It's like $20-$30, probably more than that
per card.
Per card? I thought you said play set per card.
No, it's per card because
Per
like
card.
a SR, a super rare that comes in like basically every pack you rip, you get a rare and a super rare typically. I think. I don't know if they changed it now, but you rip one just base super rare, one step up against a rare, $15 for one card. For a police set, that's $60.
Yeah, I feel like there's like what was it called? A barrier when he's like gatekeeping.
Yeah.
When it comes to the game, I feel like financially starting to gatekeep people coming in because I noticed at my locals, Digimon went down for a little bit, but then now it's starting to pick back up, I guess. But it's not as popular. It's definitely as like Car 5 Vanguard or like One Piece, and it's just kind of insane. So because I've been hearing things. It's like, hey, combos get really long. I didn't have no ace cards, right? That comes in was now it's counterplay, which is what I really wanted in Digimon, some decent counterplay on your turn. Like I didn't like the fact that I could always we take one at a time. If I wanted to play that, I would play chess. I don't play chess. All right. So look,
And nowadays there are so many new effects that it's literally becoming Yu-Gi-Oh! Like there was this one effect I forget. I was reading online. I forget what it was called, but it's basically when this card is destroyed, you can play up to the amount of cards that it says that has this specific effect from its Digimon source.
wow.
And you can just re-DNA, Digivolve it up into again. It's like the
Oh yeah, and along with that, you got the new ace cards that you can use on your opponent's turn. But it's just kind of like based on the situation. If you go into an ace creature on your opponent's turn and stop them, and it goes back to your turn, and they don't really have a foundation, you already know who's gonna win that game.
oh yeah. If you can't activate the Ace Overflow to extend your turn, man.
Yeah, but that activates when you destroy the ace creature.
Correct, and I think the overflow is whatever X amount is printed on there. It's typically 4, I believe. So you just gain 4 for destroying that card.
That's kind of
Possibly 8, depending on if they DNA.
I feel like that's kind of balanced, but it's like, hey, because like the nature of Digimon was supposed to be I go then you go, So I guess for the counterplay, if it dies,
but then you have to kill it because the only thing you could do in response to it, based on how much memory you use and based on how smartly a player uses the ace creature. I'll use the ace creature when you're like at that very little bit low of a number, like memory. And then once you do an action, I'll go into ace creature. Oh snap! I'm about to mess your day up. You can't stop me. Say less. When it comes back to me, it's my turn with X amount of memory that you gave me. I'm gonna come on you with a fully grown Digimon.
Shoot! Wow.
And the only way to check this guy and get more memory is during your turn because I just probably most likely 9 times out of 10 just board wipe your creatures.
So with the ace creature, let me make sure to clarify. Do you pay your memory to do that?
Yes.
I guess it's like the player that played the ace creature, it's gonna shift. I'll give my opponent more memory if I play the ace creature.
In a sense.
Okay. But that's ultimately to stop him doing the biggest play.
Basically, in a sense, yeah. Or prep yourself.
Or prep yourself for something because most of the ace cards are level 5.
Yes, I mean, I don't know. It seems about I played something to interrupt you, but I also gave you more memory. And if this dies, I even give you more memory.
If you can kill it.
Yep,
yeah.
If you can kill it.
So I guess it's like, hey, I killed this, but here's more memory so you can do something else. But if you can't do anything about it, it goes back to what you said. I'm just gonna wail on you. So
yeah, from where we left off, like from where we kind of died out, like I'm looking up all these terms and like we left at Alliance. We all remember, me and you remember Alliance. They had a new term called now Barrier, Last Digivolve, Mind Link, Fortitude, Partition, and that's the card that I was talking about. Partition, that's the effect. Collision, Scapegoat, Last DNA Digivolve. That's 8 new terms since me and him stopped. Scapegoat. Scapegoat says when this Digimon would be deleted other than by your card effects, by deleting one of your other Digimon, prevent that deletion.
See, I'm such a Yu-Gi-Oh boomer. Because
right.
I just thought of that. I saw the sheep. Yeah, I saw the sheep. I was like, scapegoat. Like this is the same kind of concept because it's like, kill this and stay.
So with that, with all these other TCGs being talked about. Oh, and we got Shadowverse. Shadowverse is a pretty good game.
Upcoming game.
It's in a nice price. It's not too inexpensive and it's not too expensive. I say it's a nice.
I feel it's where it should be.
Yeah,
for card
pretty
games.
nice. Now, of course, it's in its newer, or I'm saying younger stages of the game. Of course, once the game gets a little bit longer, as the game gets a little bit longer. Once the game
grows older,
Grows older, yeah.
of course, cars may become a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
Either older cars will have more impactfulness because of the nature of the game. I think when it comes to games like Digimon, certain cards or even the previous set will end up fading because the cards get stronger or the skills get better. But when it comes to games like Shadowverse or Battle Spears or even some of the cards, even like Yu-Gi-Oh! I have to bring up Titan like that. Some of the older cards end up gaining even more potency because newer cards got released. And I think Shadowverse is definitely, one.
So I have a question about that because that's a very interesting concept. Because Yu-Gi-Oh has had a tendency of power creeping, right?
Funny enough, they power creep to the point where all the older banned cards, they unbanned it, Change of Heart, they unbanned it, Snatch Steal.
And that's a good point right there too, because they power creep. But is there a point where you power creep to the point where even old cards now become good again?
I think that when a game gets to a certain point where it power creeps to a certain point, going back to what you were saying about the older cards, I think it's gonna sound weird, but this is just my opinion. I think there's a unacknowledged ceiling to power creep, where the game gets to a point where even if it continues in power, it will flatline in power. Meaning, regardless of what you make at this point, you already touched the ceiling. Everything you make at this point is just at the ceiling.
So I wonder is that ceiling more of a protective ceiling? Because if you go past this point, the game is unplayable.
I don't think they can even go past that ceiling. Like, let's look at something that's just as destructive as Dark Hole, for an example. At one point, Dark Hole was just like, no. But because the game got to a point where destruction was so prominent, it didn't matter if you banned or unbanned Dark Hole. Destruction on board is just there. Then when you think about cards like you just said, Change of Heart probably, got off the ban list. Even Monster Born at one point got off. The game got to a point where whether Monster Born is here or not, you got cards that can do basically the same thing.
If not more. Like right now, like when you say that it breaks the game to make it unplayable, there are already cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That makes the game unplayable.
Yeah.
9 negates makes the game unplayable. Then we have zone lockouts. We can lock out every single zone, and you can't even play a single card.
Yeah, I think once a game once every area you can think of, whether it's hand destruction, board destruction, gates, once those areas get touched and excelled to a certain point, and then given out in so many different ways, you already touched the ceiling. Now you're just doing things in those areas in different ways.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you on this one because I think they have to agree on this one because I think it's the point where there's certain cards that may never come off the ban list. Like for example, and there's cards they straight up printed on the card. Pot of Greed, yeah, let's do that one. And then it's like Graceful Charity might also never come off the ban list as well
because it's function. It feels too much. Draw 2, drop 2.
There's just
everything has a graveyard effect at this point.
Yes, there's so many cards.
So let's look at we guys may think, well, they can release Pot of Greed. They can. You got cards out there that will search your entire deck for whatever you freaking need. But it's majority of those cards were searched for specific cards, where Pot of Greed just says draw 2.
Yo, and it's not even just that. There's cards that can help you reactivate spells in the game, and also not that. We've all seen what Upstart Goblin is. Upstart Goblin was a Pot of Greed for like 10 years up to now.
Funny thing is, it came off the ban list, and now it's at 3.
Yeah, because of the fact that it used to basically says, hey, you put both of us draw a card,
and that was back when Sky Strikers was most prominent, so we could just feel just 3 of those done.
Actually, let me just because I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh boomer, so I just want to look this up real quick. Upstart Goblin, you can put it in the comments below. And also, I challenge all the Yu-Gi-Oh moderns, right?
Don't do it.
Just what are your opinions down below? Because yes, I am a Yu-Gi-Oh boomer. I ain't gonna deny you. All right, I'll see you in the comments below. All right, I'm back in my day when Felder and Dragon was popping out over here. Okay, so that was a better time for me. All right, but you guys, nah.
this is crazy. Draw a card for give your opponent 1,000.
Oh, that's 1,000. So basically, by giving you 1,000, I drew a card. I remember when I ended 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I think it was, and I was like, yeah, I'm officially done. And it's like that at that time, Upstart was so good because not only did I draw a card, it was the fact that basically turned my 40 card deck into a 37 card deck, which means a lot. It is 3 cards, but it means a lot.
It does.
It means a lot. Because of the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Searches out so much, special summons so much, that if I can get to my pieces fast, even by a turn, I can seal out the game right now. right now.
So with all the information we know from these other card games, such as how they are played and their market, like price wise, entry costs and whatnot. What do you guys think about the position of Saga? Since primarily, we're have content form, we're hosting events for them currently. We have the current X project that we're bringing up pretty soon, so guys, watch out for that.
So right now, as you guys know, after our prior season, which was age limited because of all the tournaments that were money, which means you have to be 18 plus to even participate.
Yeah, that did cut us out for a lot of
potential buyers and communities, community
with them releasing it. I think BattleCore will take off for a little bit. It'll take its time, but it's on and up now because we've been seeing tournaments being sold out. We've been seeing some with the cards being played more frequently and more accessible now. Of course, like with the competitive scene, they have a balance now because the casual scene comes up. The competitive scene is going down. People are checking out. People are checking in, and like I said, the cards are all being bought out of certain sets.
Okay. So why do you think the competitive players are dipping down? Why do you think this?
Well, because money's not as much as it involves as it once was. Because a lot of people, a lot of people were in it. Like if you ever went to any one of these BattleCore tournaments, and mind you, I went to every single BSS event except Vegas.
Oh, except that one.
Except Vegas. But I've went to every single one, including Worlds.
It was.
And I've literally asked like some people at the Worlds, "Are you guys going to keep playing Battle Spirits?" And they're like, "No." With all the traveling, of course, the traveling and stuff like that. If you don't top, it's not worth it. If you don't get that 7K, it's not worth it. And because they're stepping out of that, that's even more incentive for those people who literally told me, "I'm only in there for the money."
Yeah,
I think between the Axbiter and Depths and I'm gonna say the local level not being
that's
not being supported.
Thing.
And what I mean by that is we all understand that whole Axbiter and in other words Depths situation. What I mean by the local level not being supported, I don't mean catering to the youth. I mean the local shops not being supported properly, not giving them the proper advertising, not giving them the proper system to cater to people to come in. Of course, we all love the promo packs for entering locals, but if you're trying to push this game out in front of people, the most important place to do it is at the local scene. You have to release the age restriction that you should have done earlier. And basically the system they have now where you can only earn money at the top end, you should have done that before. So that way these youth, the young people who are coming in, who are under the age limit, can at least go to the Grand Opens and participate. Because while we were growing up, we went to Yu-Gi-Oh events. They were fun. They were part of our youth, our culture.
Indeed, and I wonder, did anyone here ever even go to an event before going to a local? Did anyone do that?
Yeah, honestly,
I think I went to locals first, then I went to an event.
I went to events first, especially when I was starting out back in Pokemon, because there wasn't a scene. I didn't know, when I was in a childhood, I didn't know about local card shops. I just knew that they had tournaments. My brother knew they had tournaments, and we just went to a tournament and played at one of the convention centers because we heard about it.
So yours was due to ignorance of not knowing what your resources around you were.
Correct.
Okay. It's just interesting because, and I agree with you. I feel as if they did not cater towards the bottom man, and because of that, they kind of shot themselves in the foot, and that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. With all due respect, and I don't blame them.
And it's like they didn't do everything wrong. It's like building a house, but you didn't put a floor in there.
Yo.
Well then.
It's like they did everything, and it's like if the camera went through the entire house, you saw the nice cabinets, nice appliances, nice walls, like the highest quality paint you can ever see. But then when you look down and try to figure out, oh, let me look what kind of floor it is, how it looks. There's no floor. It's just a camera just floating through the air.
That's so weird. I'm gonna say, how are you walking through this house?
Right, and that's the we're trying to everyone's trying to figure out how is Saga looking this great but not have a foundation. I honestly can't tell you.
And honestly, like, because it was so highly competitive, like when you brought up the local scene, the competitive players aren't coming out to the local scene because they want to keep all their little texts and everything hidden for as long as possible. Because that's money on the line for them.
Because there's only one scene to play in, which is the competitive scene.
Yeah, that's what they're catering towards. So they need to like support the bottom guy, because if you don't support the bottom guy, that's what Yu-Gi-Oh did. That's what Card Fight Vanguard did. Like that's what a lot of these card games that come out the jump did. Like Magic the Gathering is the OG story where the developers walked to card shops and went to card shops personally to develop a scene.
Which I'll say, this is take two, everyone, because
we're timeline two.
We're very transparent, you know.
Timeline two,
which I like
2.5
to say. My other reasoning is because of how the game's created.
Yeah.
Compared to the other TCGs, they have a safety net. Vanguard has the security checks. Not security checks. I'm sorry, security checks.
No,
damage triggers. Heal triggers. Draw triggers. John mentioned over triggers not too long ago. You also have things in Digimon. You got the security check. You end up hitting something that's unexpected, your entire turn is done. Like even if you have enough memory, you can't play anything impactful enough. It goes back to your opponent. It's done. Yu-Gi-Oh! In a sense has a safety net because they're resource free, meaning you could play majority of any card you want to as long as you have it. If there's a cost, it's typically not too far fetched from what you already have, because Yu-Gi-Oh's at that age now. If you play something that says destroy one of your cards, it typically will go with the game plan anyway. But not only that, they have hand traps. Like, and then the game's all about negates anyway. But going off of something that Isaac, said, a while back, is that because Battle Spirit has that what do you call it? The
traditional feel.
The traditional feel. It's a little bit tougher for everyone because your safety net is what you make it to be. You got to keep the certain amount of cores in reserve to activate the Absolute Light Shield. You have to keep a certain amount of cores in reserve to activate Swift. You got to make sure you have enough cores in your hand to activate a triple threat, such as double deadly and then a deadly balance. Yeah. You got to make sure if you want to summon that Ira or that Sigworm Nova, you got to make sure you have enough cores to sustain him and have some for the crackback. You see what I'm getting with it? It's a game where you have to deck build properly. Make sure that you can assess situations accordingly when you start making your plays. And a lot of people aren't ready for that.
I don't know, because like the one thing that I will agree with you for a lot of the modern card games, there is one card game that I just keep thinking about. I'm surprised not a lot of people come in from, which is Magic the Gathering. And because that's a game that's the grandfather for one.
Oh yeah.
And it also has resource management. You have to, unlike Core, which is even harder. It's just harder.
It's harder
because you have to draw
those things.
Yes. Yeah. And you have to manage them accordingly. And you have summoning sickness, right? So you can't even just go and swing like you do in battles where it's trying to kill your opponent fast, like with white aggro. You have to patiently think about it. And you have to make sure you draw into resources. If you don't get that resource, you're now turned behind it further. This isn't like, so you can even argue that Battle Spirit is kind of catered towards you because you're guaranteed your resource. While Magic the Gathering, you are not. If you do not draw that, you are not playing the game.
But in certain parts of Magic right now, you don't really need resources because they create phantom resources.
Yeah, they do. They either will create the resources or they'll go get the resources for you.
So now my question is, I wonder, is it Magic the Gathering? I guess they're staying there because the game's been around for so long. They kind of cater towards that more modernistic idea. Because Magic the Gathering and Battle Spirits, you can even argue Battle Spirits have more of a kinder side to it than Magic the Gathering did in the early stages. Because you have to draw your lands. You are not getting that resource back in those days. While Battle Spirits, you are guaranteed that core. So long as you have cards to play, you can at least play something if you meet the cost.
Yeah, right? I'll say it does. Like let's look at it like this. Let's say that you found interest in Saga, right? And think it's a good game. Let's say I'll play devil's advocate. Let's say you came from Magic, right? And you got interest in Saga. You started playing Saga, but who are you going to play with? If you have no one to play with, if no other person finds the same interest as you in the shop, you're going to eventually just go like, okay, I'm not going to play Saga because there's no one else to play. I still like card games, so I want to play with other people in card games that are at least relevant. So you're going to go back to Magic.
Mhm.
It's the same. It's going to be the
And
same.
here's how it ties into the market. Once they don't see that interest, they're not selling out their product. Now they're not even going to stock the product. That plummets Battle Spirits again, because a lot of stores around our area stop selling Battle Spirits in general, or don't even sell it.
Yeah, we go to Gamers Heaven or Alternate Universe in homes. That's our shops. You know, we love you, Gamers Heaven. So
shout out.
Even players that are at not Gamers Heaven, at Alternate Universe who play like Vanguard and whatnot, they never heard of Saga. And let's put media to the side. Like media does play a part in all of this.
Indeed.
But if I'm a Vanguard player, primarily the funneling for me will be Vanguard type posts or Vanguard type social medias. That'll be something I follow. If I play any other card games, that's what else I'll follow as well. So the next step to put this card game in front of people would be the local scene, which is why I was going back earlier. The local scene weren't that heavily supported to put this card game in front of people.
Not supported, no.
It wasn't. Even if you guys get a banner or whatever, it takes a little bit more than just putting a banner or something like that. Somebody will say, "Hey, this card game's coming." You know, you got to make it a little bit more enticing, especially if you're pushing this card game to, if not, try to push it to be the best card game competitively in the U.S.
Yeah,
or at least over here on this side.
That's the thing. It's
because it has a money tournament that is very high. I'm going to probably argue the only one that's openly advertising this is how much we're putting out there. Not saying Magic you don't, but BattleCore Saga let the entire world know that this is what we're doing, and we're letting everyone know this is how much you're making.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's where they kind of dropped the ball. Because now it's like if you get less money and there's more people coming to the market, and my main reason why I'm playing for money is gone, or it's harder for me to do so, why keep playing? Yeah. You know, I think what we might be seeing soon is not necessarily like a decrease in growth in the community, but a shift in the community. As people come in, people are gonna walk out because their initial reason why I'm here might not be there. While people are like, hey, it's because now we're gonna advertise more fun, right? And they're gonna come in and be like, I'm here for fun, while the guy says I'm here for money, starts leaving out. But it's hard to do now. So my shift in that community, which if that's I think is a more healthy thing to do, because now the fun aspect is going to cater towards the bottom man, and that bottom man is now I'm going to grab my friends, come back, but like, you know how I did it for Gate Ruler. I thought Gate Ruler was fun. I didn't make any money out of it.
Yeah,
and I got these guys to play it, got them out to locals, even though the game is basically non-existent here to play. Right? So I think that's the case.
It's definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely. And right now, Battle Spirits are relatively cheap to enter.
Really, very good. Oh, saves your wallet, bro. Yeah. So like, very inexpensive. I think that was a very good thing on the developers end because cards that are good also tend to have lower rarity, and you don't always have to get all the X rares to play the game. A lot of the stuff you really actually want to play is actually rares or maybe below. Like Burning Force is an uncommon. Absolute Ice Shield is a rare. Deadly Balance is a rare.
And they cater to the collectors too, because like they have like the hollow variants, they have the ultimate art variants, they have the tournament variants, the promos, the collaborations that are now coming out of the woodworks.
Yes, like it caters towards that. So I think if you were interested in BattleCore Saga from a financial point of view, you should check it. It's pretty easy. It's a nice, fun game to have with your friends, and you can if you want to do in the future, you can become competitive. In Japan, they have careers over there where they have competitive Battle Spirits players.
And that's what we're trying to bring over here, at least the East Coast first, and then we're coming out.
Yeah, we're definitely going to reach out to you guys very soon with everything that we have involved with Battle Spirit Saga and the TCG community. For right now, we're going to just settle down and try to start something over here on the East Coast. So if you I think we mentioned before, if you're anywhere on this East Coast with a shop, shoot us a message. Let us know who you are, what shop you're with, and we're going to get ready to start with the X project very, very soon. We're going to have a lot of giveaways. We got a couple of collaborations with people like Jack's Gaming, and I think you even guys know one of the very well-known judges within the Battle Spirit Saga community, Vire.
Yeah.
So, Vire, my man.
We also, have very good relationships with Gamers Heaven. We're going to be working with them and a couple of other shops
throughout the areas.
People that you may know, so definitely look out for us in the near future.
But let's hear what you guys gotta
say.
There you go. Let's hear what you guys gotta say about what the price. About the price market and what you guys think about Battle Spirits down in the comments below.
Yep, as usual, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Just like I don't know, add the Windows time when it shuts down.
Yeah.
Do.
So go ahead.
Take 3, by the way.
Take 3, guys. Look, you're gonna see a small glitch in the system.
No bloopers.
Man, that's crazy. We caught him slipping on camera, bro. And bro, we lost it.
Yeah.
We're in timeline 3,
I'm
bro.
say right this time.
Timeline
God.
3.
Yeah. As Battle Spirits like to say, let the course decide your fate. And as BattleCore like to say, let the
Dang it! Look at God, bro! Look at God! I am the MC!
Like, comment, subscribe, and
Ring the notification bell! See you later!